Welcome to Glastonbury, the world's weirdest town.
We have no police station. Everybody gets on.
Everyone knows of the festival, but the town is even stranger. A place where wizards roam the streets, people sing to puppets whilst not busking, and shamans practice magic.
So as a kid, I had lots of experiences with werewolves.
Werewolves? With crystal shops, tarot readings, and countless spiritual and energy healing flyers everywhere you look, it's like nowhere else on Earth.
My prejudgment of this world is scam.
Join us as we explore learning about magic, healing, and searching for mythical creatures.
Is there any chance we could right now?
So this is the wrong time of day, between dusk and dawn.
Glastonbury is full of people connecting with nature through things like sound healing, Reiki, and crystals, so we thought, why not go all in? Tonight, we are staying in a traditional roundhouse with no Wi-Fi, no plug sockets, and a very real chance that we'll be naked singing Kumbaya by the end of this video. So let's give you guys a tour of our little off-grid woodland home for the next couple of nights. This is our outdoor living space. So there's a sofa over here with an open fire pit where we can cook our meals.
So the guy that made it is a thatcher.
Yes.
And you could say he's gone overboard with the thatching. Or you could say there's an appropriate amount of thatching.
I would say it's an appropriate amount. I love a bit of thatching. We've got an outside seating area and sofa for if it's raining and we don't want to be outside. We go up the steps in here and we have our kitchen space. So we've got like a little gas hob over here, a refrigerator, and all of the things that you need. For our showers, we actually have to boil the water either on the fire or on the gas hob inside, mix it with cold until it's at a temperature that we want, and then use this shower pump to have a shower over our big bucket. I'm really excited to use this.
Don't tell them we haven't showered and how long we've been here. We just arrived. Ignore the wet toothbrushes.
And then you're thinking, where do you do your business? I'll show you. Right. So a nice distance away from the eating area, we have our compost toilet.
If you don't make a reference to Shrek...
I was wondering.
Are you even a millennial?
This is one of the nicest compost loos I've ever been in. It's really nice. And last but not least is where we are going to be sleeping. So this is a traditional Iron Age roundhouse with a thatched roof. It's made using sort of like a wicker shell, and then they put clay all on the outside, and that makes the house. It's pretty cool.
We forgot to prepare for your arrival.
We didn't tidy up the room. This is us. This is how we live.
But I'm not willing to refilm this.
So this is where we're sleeping, and it's very cozy. There's no extras, it's just a comfy bed and a little bit of floor space. But I feel like with everything outside, you don't need much more than this. It does have a funny smell to it in here.
It does.
It's like living in a pile of hay.
Yeah.
It's fine, you know, we're getting close to nature, living like animals. Steeped in folklore and legend, Glastonbury is a town of living magic. Its streets are lined with mystical shops, crystal cellars, bookshops, and spiritual artwork that you wouldn't find anywhere else. And its people are just as colourful. Seekers, storytellers, and characters from every walk of life. So we thought, who better to show us around than a local guide, shaman, and wizard, Jeremy.
I'm really interested in why you think Glastonbury is so special.
This town has many religions and many cultures on it here. Doesn't matter if you believe in Jesus, Allah, Buddha, or a big pink unicorn. It's all good as long as you're authentic and don't try and force it on anyone else. We have no police station. Everybody gets on.
Jeremy says he is a shaman, reader, psychic, healer, and practices magic. And today he's taking us on a wizard's tour of Glastonbury, showing us some of its more magical points of interest.
How would you define magic?
It's connecting, going with, and manipulating the direction of Earth's natural energy to bring an outcome. Whether that can be to heal the Earth, I do geomancy, which is land magic, or to guide somebody to the land, or even how I found my path was guided by that magic thread. Pulling rabbits out of hats, that's conjuring. An illusion.
Having never met a magical shaman before, we were interested in learning more about how Jeremy got into his line of work.
My spiritual path is I used to run casinos around the world, working for some dubious characters. It was a bad life. I nearly died when I was 37, and that's the first time spirit came to me in Bournemouth Hospital. I got pneumonia, my lungs collapsed, and I ended up losing everything, my wife, my home, my family, all the things that I thought. I was a wealthy man, I had loads of money, loads of power, but it wasn't losing the money and the power, it was losing my wife and my children and my home that broke me. And I had what I thought was a nervous breakdown, and I ended up homeless in the New Forest. And then spirit came to me again and told me, now you've got nothing to lose, change your ways. And since that moment, I've worked with spirit and it guided me.
Wow.
Do you feel like when you talk about stuff like that, do you feel like pangs of regret? Like, does it?
I don't think I could have gone a different footstep at any point. I think spirit guided me to certain places. And even though we think we're in charge, we're not.
Jeremy continued to tell us about his belief in magic and invited us further into his world.
I call to the land wights of Avalon, the sacred beings that dwell in this place. 'Tis I, Heimdall, son of Odin, son of the Nine Maidens. I ask permission to enter this day and guide my guests upon the land. I am honoured to be the keeper of the beacon fire and the guardian of the magic, and I hope I do you proud in my days still left. And to my own parents that have gone from this realm, I know you watch over me, I know you walk beside me, and I hope from time to time I make you laugh. I love you both. Ibarat.
We really enjoyed Jeremy's company. He told us countless stories of Glastonbury's alternative history, too many to share here, unfortunately.
What do you think is the most important story to tell about Glastonbury?
I don't think there's one story. I think the story is to come here and just openly feel the energy of this land, because each story will be different for everyone.
As Jeremy got more comfortable with us, we learned more about the mythical creatures that have been seen in the area, not just by others, but ones he's personally encountered himself.
These are the fairy lanes. This is where more people see fairies than anywhere else along here.
Oh, interesting.
If people see fairies down here more often, is that people coming on their own? Like, is there any chance we could right now?
So, this is the wrong time of day, between dusk and dawn. As a kid, I had lots of experiences with werewolves.
Werewolves?
I've worked with Bigfoot and things like that. And I get my students to go to those worlds and face. And they're all really excited about going to see the light elves or the green elves. But they're not too excited about seeing the goblins or the orcs. Even though all those magical things that exist were made by the dark elves. When I see giants, when I work with giants, my advocate that is a giant, it's been many things over the time, but now it's turned into the most beautiful woman I could possibly imagine. And when she carries me in the realm of the giants, I sit on her hip like I'm a toddler, like only a mother can carry. And she walks the land and I'm there. It's a very unusual but really loving feeling.
How was that experience for you?
I actually really loved it. I really love speaking to people who are passionate about what they're passionate about. And he seemed incredibly passionate and incredibly knowledgeable about what he was interested in. And I love learning from people like that.
I'm not exactly sure where I land or sit with any of this. I can sit and listen to anyone. Of course, I think I probably have some prejudgments and in the moment judgments, and I try my best to override them just to experience it for what it is. What I feel is that people, even if you don't agree with them or don't believe what they believe, you can connect with people still. And just because you don't have the same views as them, that doesn't make them any less human, or that they're completely wrong. Like they're right to themselves, and I know lots of people watching will be thinking that they're wrong to them. There's definitely something in just seeing people as people and just enjoying them as they are.
And accepting people for just as they are. I think there's such a lack of acceptance in the world. Even in ourselves, I think a lot of people even struggle to fully accept themselves. I mean, I certainly have been on a journey of that, so how can we then go and accept everyone else outside of us? It's hard. It's like, but I do think that there is a lot of peace in getting to acceptance. And yeah, I think that would be a wonderful place for a lot of people to get to.
Remember when you picture your life by a certain age and you think, yep, I'll have it all figured out by then. But then real life shows up with a toddler and a business and a calendar that looks like a game of Tetris. My identity completely shifted. I'm not just Emma from Travel Beans, I'm also mum, wife, and someone who's trying to build new dreams alongside the old ones. And there's also that quiet feeling of, am I behind? Like everyone else is managing to balance it all effortlessly. We also understand how easy it can be to put off speaking to a professional who can help. Having someone who's completely neutral, asking the right questions and suggesting the right tools. Because even small mindset shifts make a huge difference to our weeks. If you've been on the fence about therapy, we get it. Starting it is often the hardest part, which is actually why something simple and flexible we find is the way to do it. A therapist will listen, ask questions, and help you to see things from a new perspective, which is why BetterHelp is the paid partner of today's video, because they are on a mission to make starting therapy easier. You fill out a quick questionnaire and get matched with a therapist as soon as possible, and if it's not the right fit, you can change at any time at no extra cost. If you'd like to give it a try, click the link that's down in the description below, or head to betterhelp.com/travelbeans to get 10% off your first month of therapy. Aside from the magic and folklore side of Glastonbury, there is a huge focus on healing here. People come from all over to heal with things like crystals, Reiki, dance medicine, and sound healing. Having never tried anything like this, we decided to test out some of these practices.
I'm really curious, how does sound affect the body, like on a physical level?
Normally what I say to people is the first way that it impacts us is it's felt. So rather than heard, it's felt in the body. Our bodies, from the moment we're up in this world, are in fight or flight constantly. So the sound allows you to lay down for an hour or so and receive like healing vibrations, but even if we put that aside, you're just lying down, no distractions, no phone, no demands, nothing coming of you, and you're just literally having to feel, listen to the sounds.
So like intentional
that in itself
stopping.
is intentional stopping.
Yeah.
So your nervous system goes, nothing wants me, nothing needs me.
I think like I'm probably one of the people that doesn't understand Reiki at all. For people watching who have no idea anything about Reiki, what is it and how does it work?
You know, it's really considered woo-woo. Like it would be considered woo-woo.
More so than the sound bath.
The Reiki in itself is energy work. So we're working with energy. We're working with the energy of the body, and we are working with life force energy. So everything has got an energy, whether it's dense matter or like our own energy, what we're feeling. Everything's got energy. And with Reiki, I say that I'm acting as like an aerial. So I'm an aerial of that Reiki. So it will come through me and then out and into you, and it's all with intention. We all have this. We all have energy, and we can all open up our connection. And we can all, like, you could rub your hands like this now, and you just feel the energy coming up, right? And then just bring your hands like slightly apart, just very slightly, just so you can kind of feel. And then just start like making maybe like a ball with your hands, or just like that energy in between, you know?
That's strange.
I used to do this a lot when I was a kid.
And that if you've got a headache, or if you said you've got a child, if like they're feeling a bit like restless or something, just create some energy in your hand, and then with your mind, you can then, with that energy that's in your hands, just bring like down through your breath, maybe taking a breath in and then to your heart, and then there's your intention. I'm asking for healing for this, and then just place your hands on them.
We decided that Alex was the most likely to benefit from this, as his brain never stops. First, Jess did the sound healing, followed by the Reiki, and the whole experience lasted about 90 minutes. He had no idea what was going on while his eyes were closed.
Take your time.
And that was an interesting experience.
Yeah.
Anytime I feel like I feel something, I have this incessant need to understand.
Yeah.
And by trying to understand it, it goes. And then I'm
Back
in the head. And also, I clearly, by having a YouTube channel, I like the sound of my own voice. But I also like the sound of my own thoughts. And I find them extremely interesting. And so I go on this... I can't just let a thought pass because I'm so interested in it. And it takes me so far down a rabbit hole.
That's what I say to people, like, even if your mind is busy, your body's going to be receiving the healing that it needs. You don't have to be focused on the sensations, and maybe your brain just needed that. Maybe your thoughts needed your attention. Maybe they needed that time to process things, to sort out, and that's the healing that you get from it. And how about the Reiki? What was going on in your mind during the Reiki when I started at your head?
I was in my head a lot as well. So it's like, if I felt something, did I feel something? Was this? Or I felt like a flicker of something, and then I'd go to it and try to understand it, and it would be long gone, and then I would try not to get frustrated with my thoughts or with myself. Yeah, it was definitely in the head, but did feel stuff, but yeah, would then investigate it and then be caught in a story.
The day was pretty intense. I'm not sure if it was the activities we did or just being around Glastonbury, but it was nice to get back to our simple life at the huts, which we felt we understood so much more. We needed to take some time to digest everything we'd heard and experienced today.
I'm still reserving my judgment for these kind of holistic practices, but today I can't deny that I feel great. Like, noticeably better, lighter, happier, more energetic, and less stressed. It definitely could be a placebo effect, but then it just makes me think, well, what's wrong with a placebo effect? Why do we need to label something as a placebo effect so that it doesn't work anymore? Because if it works, well, then it works, and then it was real. My prejudgment of this world is scam. That word comes up a lot, charlatan, but then that lumps everyone together, and I feel like through my journey of travel is that you just don't lump everyone together because people don't fit into these nice little boxes. So I feel like I'm open-minded enough to at least reserve judgment when it comes to this, and just because there are people that take advantage of vulnerable people kind of in every industry, there are people that are well-meaning and real honest people, and they at least believe that they're doing what they're doing. It's clear that the sound bath is a very beneficial practice to me, and although I was in my head the whole time, that was actually really useful to... I don't really just sit and lay with my thoughts for an hour straight. So I think maybe just hearing my thoughts has quieted my mind, and then in turn today I feel so clear and relaxed. Like, these practices have been going on for so long that there must be something to them. And I think it's kind of crazy to reject them completely out of hand. Let me know in the comments, have you guys ever done sound healing or Reiki? And what other practices are out there that you would maybe recommend, or ones that you didn't think would work and did? Or, you know, are you just someone that believes this is all baloney? I've never said baloney before, I think.
I think being around people unashamedly being themselves has really inspired us. Maybe we don't believe everything or anything we're hearing, but we felt we really learned something about the importance of being yourself. And that going forward, we want to make more of a conscious effort to share more of ourselves with others.
Sounds like an owl. Oh, it's a bird of prey.
I would like to leave this city. This old town don't smell too pretty yet. I can feel the warning signs running around my mind.
I bloody love this town. There's not many places where you can walk down the street, see a man and a puppet sing to each other, and they're not even busking.
I do really just love that everyone's doing their own thing happily, and it seems like everyone's existing so peacefully together in their unusualness, and it's quite refreshing.
It's also nice that there are different towns, villages, cities for different people, and it seems to attract different people to those places.
Yeah, and Glastonbury attracts a very eclectic bunch.
Places like this make me fall in love with travel even more as well, because it's in my own country.
Yeah.
I'm not even far from Glastonbury, like half an hour away, and it still blows my mind every single time.
Yeah, and it reminds you that there's so much in the world that you haven't seen yet, and that you probably won't understand even when you do see.
Doing what works for you and not caring about what other people think is kind of the key to life,
Yeah.
just in general. And that is much easier said than done, because as a society and as humans, we like to judge, ourselves included.
Yeah, but I that's one thing that I feel like from everyone that I've met and that I've seen whilst in and around Glastonbury, I really admire a lot of these people, even the people who are like so far away from what I would ever believe in. I admire them for just believing in what they believe and owning it.
But this does have to be the weirdest town in the UK, right? There's nowhere like this. Let us know down in the comments where else is weird from where you're from. Where should we be experiencing?
We want to experience the weird and wonderful all around the world.
Check out BetterHelp down in the description below. If you enjoyed the video, give it a big fat thumbs up and don't forget to hit subscribe. And nothing left to say, but thank you so much for watching. We'll see you next time.
Beans.
Beans out!